Good afternoon, Frank, Lisa Garrison said in a user-friendly New York accent. It's noon local time and the temperature is high in the 90s. I'm standing in the grounds of the luxury mansion of Danny Reese, a 24-year-old local boy who made his fortune when he sold his internet startup company to InfoFlow Corporation 18 months ago for a cool $200 million. That wealth allowed him to indulge a passion for deluxe automobiles. He owned 13 of them. The least expensive cost $250,000. His favorite was his new Lamborghini Diablo, which arrived only yesterday. He had built a glass garage for it, shaped like a church. You can just see it over my shoulder. The naked bodies of Reese and his model girlfriend, Debbie Ford, were found inside the car. We have pictures of the grisly scene coming up. A police spokeswoman said the glamorous couple had been listening to Wicked Games by Chris Isaak on continuous play.
It was still on when the police discovered the bodies.
The couple had also watched a pornographic film on Ford's smartphone.
Lisa, was there any sign of a suicide note?
Frank, before we get to that, I'd like to tell you how shocking this incident has been for the community of Bethlehem. This is a small Kansas town with a population of just 20,000 God-fearing folks. The only drama you get around these parts is when outsiders show up for a convention at the Jericho Arena on the outskirts of the town. It was actually Danny Reese who supplied most of the money for that state-of-the-art stadium. The townsfolk I've spoken to today are stunned by what's happened. Many are blaming Reese's girlfriend for his death. Debbie Ford was an up-and-coming model from Manhattan, tipped to become a supermodel. She introduced this shy young Methodist to a world of bizarre experiences. Bizarre experiences? Some of the more eccentric locals have said Ford was some kind of witch. It seems she belonged to a New York coven, but the truth is less strange. Ford had recently been busted by the NYPD for possessing crack cocaine. Word is, she got hold of a new street drug, much stronger than anything else on the market. Hasn't a new drug been implicated in the deaths of all the young millionaires? Frank, I hear the FBI may call in specialist drugs investigators from the Trope Biopsychology Institute in Manhattan to study all the recent suicides. The information I have is that they think the cases are indeed linked and involve the same drug. We now have a clue to the identity of the unknown drug. Ford and Reese called it Con-X. Con-X? The suicide note described it as perfection. I guess you'd better read that note to us now, Lisa. Okay, I should explain it was written by Ford, not Reese. Garrison cleared her throat and read it out. I remember my dad told me a story about a gifted composer. That story has haunted me ever since. At the age of 23, the young man wrote his first and last symphony. He knew it was a masterpiece. Nothing else he ever did would be as good. When he finished the final note, he got up from his seat. He looked in a mirror. He was a muscular, fit young man, very handsome. He took a razor and slit his throat. My dad said he couldn't listen to that music without crying. In the Lazar house, Danny and I found Con-X. At last we understood. When the supreme moment of your life has come, why go on? Con-X is perfection. It delivers your once-in-a-lifetime moment, your death. Lacrimae rerum.
Not sure I understand it, Frank Mencken said.
The Lazar house? The police are saying that's a secret club, aren't they?
The Lazar house isn't an ordinary club.
It doesn't exist in any particular place at any particular time. It just appears. If you're cool, you get in. Oh yes, and you have to be rich. Why? Because Con-X, the designer drug around which it revolves, is the most expensive drug on Earth. The Lazar house is an invitation-only speakeasy, rumored to be in Harlem or Wall Street. The club supposedly moves to a new location every week. No one knows where it's going to show up next. Organizers set it up in an out-of-the-way place at some unexpected hour. Word is sent to the chosen few. Hours later, after all the fun is over, there's no sign of the club, no indication it even existed. No one talks, no one rats. The police, even the FBI, haven't found the place. They weren't invited. They weren't in the in-crowd. Apparently, all the victims have been linked to that club. And what does lacrimae rerum mean? Frank, it's Latin. I'm told it translates as the tears of things. I didn't realize Ford was well-educated. She dropped out of Yale a couple of years ago. She had been studying English literature. She passed her exams with top grades, but university bored her. She wanted to see real life. I dropped out of Yale myself, Mencken said wryly. "If I can pick up on something that slipped by earlier on." "What's that, Frank?" "You mentioned a pornographic video. Can you tell us more?" "I'm glad you reminded me. Turns out there's an extraordinary coincidence regarding that video. The star is Chad Powers." Chad Powers? Many of our viewers may be unaware of this, but Chad Powers is the world's top male porn star. Actually, I should say was, because Powers has retired at the grand old age of 30. He's trying to start a new career as a talk show host. A rival TV network has given him 3 pilot shows to prove he's got what it takes. It's not an industry secret that his first 2 shows have been flops. His new career will be over if he doesn't get it right on this final show. And here's the coincidence, Frank. Mr. Powers is presenting his final show this afternoon from the Jericho Arena right here in Bethlehem, Kansas, about a mile from where I'm standing now.
Well, that is extraordinary, Mencken said. He obviously liked what he was hearing. Is it being suggested that Powers had some involvement with this couple's suicide? I've not heard anyone making any link like that. Well, maybe there's more to it than meets the eye. Can you tell us what Powers' show is about? Frank, the show is called Choosing My Religion. It brings together different religious cults, each with a leader claiming to be a new messiah. Is it likely that Danny Reese or his girlfriend had any connection with these cults? There's no evidence of that as yet. However, I've heard a rumor that one of the cults is promoting the use of a startling new drug. Anything to do with Con X? Not that I know of, but I believe this cult's drug is just as mysterious. Get this, it's called the Jesus drug. Well, that's quite a name. You must drop in on Mr. Powers' show and see if you can find out more for us. Mencken looked thoughtful. I know we're departing from our main story, but what do you think Mr. Powers' chances are of making his final show a success? I hear he has a trump card. What's that? Oscar winner Tal Shaw has become a member of one of the cults appearing on his show. She's giving her first interview since Oscar night. Even if Danny Reese and his girlfriend hadn't shown up dead, TV crews would have been in town hoping to get a chance to talk to Tal. Well, it's all happening in Bethlehem. It sure is, Frank. Okay, Lisa. We'll be coming back to you at the top of the hour for updates on Danny Reese and Debbie Ford, the latest of the Have-It-All suicides. We'll be transmitting your exclusive footage from the death scene. Mencken looked into a different camera. Now for other news. As the broadcast cut away from Garrison, Lehrman lowered his camera and sauntered over, rubbing his chin. You know, Lisa, he said, this Con X sounds like the greatest thing in the world. Just think about it. Reese and Ford had everything, but they gave it all up for Con X. To an old hippie like me, it looks like the ticket to paradise, you know what I mean? Not sure about suicide, though, but if you're gonna go... Yeah, Garrison said. It's been on my mind since I saw Reese and Ford in their car. She chewed her lip. I've got to try Con X if it's the last thing I do.